And the Powell market wants to trade up towards quality. The Powell market wants to be where it's able to have mega cap technology and that sustainable earnings growth. But Scott, I agree with what Steve said, and I think the chairman is in a difficult position as he looks to be reappointed, because the real question comes, is he now observing fiscal policy and somewhat challenging it? Inflation runs hot for longer than we expect. But Steve points out 30% of the jobs we lost in March and April of last year haven't come back. And guess what? I don't think they're coming back. And if they don't come back, the chairman is in a very difficult spot, because he then has to rely on fiscal policy to make up that difference. That's very challenging for him.
Yeah. Steph, what do you make of the activity today in the market? The fact that the statement comes out, stocks start to rip a little bit. We hit new highs across the board, and now you've given it all up. You're barely holding on to green from the three major averages. I mean, the Nasdaq is still negative by some 9 points or so.
Yeah, I mean, this market is a bit confused, Scott, myself included, by the way, because we're kind of trying to figure out where is growth? Are we at peak growth? Can we grow above trend? Is inflation transitory? What does even transitory mean? For how long? As you just pointed out, is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Supply chains are not going to be corrected overnight, and I think it's going to take a lot longer. Just listen to what Micron said. It's going to be years before the supply chain actually gets better. So I get it. There are parts of the inflation story that are transitory, commodities for certain. But I do think that wages and shelter increases now as the moratoriums are lifted. That is something to watch. And so we have to wait and see. You're right. And again, I don't know what that time frame is, but I still believe very, very strongly that we are going to continue to see solid economic growth, because we have a lot of stimulus in the system. The consumer is doing just fine in terms of savings rates, home prices, wages, confidence, and manufacturing inventories are at 5-year lows. And ISMs are comfortably above 50. They're in the 60s. So that's actually very positive. And then one last thing, new orders, which are a leading economic indicator for earnings and CapEx, that's been above 60 for 12 straight months. So you add all this together, I don't know, so I don't see how you can't see some parts of inflation. And when I see a headline number of CPI at 5.4% annualized and PPI at 7.3%, I just kind of scratch my head. I do think Powell is being a bit stubborn at this point. All they have to do is talk about tapering. That's all they have to do. And then people will get confident that Powell and team are on the ball. Right now, we're kind of just scratching our heads, and I think the market is confused,
but
myself
Steph,
included.
Steph, yeah. I just want to offer, maybe the market is confident. Maybe the idea is out there that, hey, if this inflation comes along, and I'm just throwing this out there, but, you know, how do you trade at 137 on the 10-year? Of course, there's a lot of Fed purchases in there, but the market seems able to go up and down. How do you trade at 137 on the 10-year when you have inflation above 5%? Well, you got to believe somewhere in your heart of hearts is the market, if you're in the market, that the Fed is able to control inflation and will control inflation over time. I wonder if that's something that underlies the trade over the last several
But
weeks.
what do you make, though, Steve, of the fact that, you know, you've got a seasoned investor like Stephanie Link saying that she's a little confused. You've got Larry Fink, who runs the biggest asset management company on planet Earth, with all of the assets that they have under management. You've got Paul Tudor Jones, Mnuchin, who used to be in the White House, all suggesting that maybe the Fed is looking at the wrong thing when it suggests that inflation is, in fact, transitory. But yet the Fed is staying its course, that Powell is not willing to move off of his view in any way, shape, or form, even with a slight out, as you put it earlier in our conversation.
The only one that bugs me about being confused is Stephanie Link, because she is always like straight ahead with what she believes and doesn't hold back at all. So when Stephanie's confused, that's when you should really panic. No, I really think that this is a close call, Scott. You said it earlier. It's a difficult call. Powell has his ideas here that they're going to not have a taper tantrum. That's very important. They're going to reduce in a modest way. I think, personally, I kind of join the Larry Fink camp of things. I think the Fed ought to have eased back a while ago on its asset purchases and taken account for the fiscal stimulus. But if the inflation proves temporary, then the market, then Powell will have ended up being right, and he will not have reduced stimulus earlier than he needed to. So I think he's got a few more months to play with. And I think what Stephanie has to do and she's always done this, is you can't buy stocks in this environment. You have to buy individual stocks, because I think the story is some companies will do well in the face of higher prices and some will do poorly. You can't just say stocks are good in higher inflation or stocks are bad. Some stocks are going to perform differently from others.
No.